All right, everybody, welcome to God. What am I? I'm usually doing a opening for my group coaching. I'm like, welcome to the Smart Salon Spas and Stylists. However, we're not
You can
welcoming
still
you
do
to
it.
that. Welcome to the new page that I'm putting together on Facebook called The Bricks. And this is going to be a page dedicated to the product that I created, which is called The Bricks. And that was for my company, Breaking Down Your Walls. And for those of you who may or may not know me, I'm Oscar Valencia Jr., founder and creator of Breaking Down Your Walls and The Bricks. And this beautiful woman here is Miss Darlena Craig, who was one of my old hair clients back in San Diego. And then she found me on Facebook and saw me around the time that I had come out and invented the bricks. And so she contacted me and she purchased the set. And then from there, Darlena has been, everybody wonder what happened to the old Darlena since that day. She's not been the same ever since. And so that's going back almost 4 years ago, coming up here in April. And so why don't you just introduce yourself a little bit, Darlene, and tell them a little of your background, and then we'll move into what the bricks have done for you.
Okay. Well, I'm Darlena Craig, and Oscar and I know each other because I was living in California at the time. My husband was in the military, and we
San
were stationed there.
Diego.
Yes, and I was referred to him by a friend as a hair client. Best time. But then fast forward a few years, moved to Texas, relocated, and we synced up again on Facebook, which was really oddly ironic. The universe has its ways. I currently live in South Texas, have been here I grew up here. We met my husband here, transferred to San Diego, and came back here. So this is where we're destined to be, obviously. And I started the bricks back on April 11th of 2017. That was my very first
April 11th.
brick.
Wow.
Yes, my very first brick flip day. That's hard to say, but yeah. That was my very first day.
You saw these on Facebook. You saw me doing them and posting pictures and my little messages around the bricks. Right. And from somehow me posting something, you took action and purchased them. What made you do that?
I did.
If I may ask.
I was at the time, I was going through a little bit of a mental struggle. I just couldn't get myself balanced. Like I've told you before, it was a tough time. I had myself in check. Got my health and wellness under control. I had started losing a lot of weight and I was getting really good in my health and wellness, but I had just quit my teaching career and decided to go on a new avenue. I was so excited. And about 6 months in, I could feel my mindset starting to decline. And there was just a lot of change, I guess, going on, and I couldn't get myself back to good. Tried different things.
Were you feeling down, or were you feeling uncertain in your new position, or all the change, or off balance, or what?
Just all of those things. I questioned my change.
Which any one of us might have done in our lives at a time, or currently doing possibly right now with all this craziness.
Correct. And then what was happening is the more I questioned myself, the more I started to self-deprecate. I started to turn inward. And because I wasn't going to get mad at my family or other people, I was getting mad at myself. And those are the silent wars that I think we all battle, that no one knows that we battle because we try to keep them in. We don't feel that it's anybody's business or maybe anybody would understand. And the longer I was doing that, the harder it became. And I tried different things. I was like, okay, let me try journaling. People talk about this journaling. And I thought, I don't even want to talk about my feelings, much less write about them. And I tried meditation. There was no way I was into that at the time. Although reflecting now, it's the start of every day that I do is meditation.
So you've been doing it all along before you even knew you were doing it.
Exactly. So I know I found your page. We started syncing up, and it was meant to be that I saw your bricks, and I kind of followed you for a little bit, and then I thought, what could it hurt to try something else? It's just a little change. It's a mindset thing. It's something that's going to be all dependent on me. And then I remember buying the bricks, and they came in, and I was so excited. I totally teachered it up. I had a big dry erase board. I said, I'm going to go all in with this because I need to
Well, you
do
can see mine in
something.
the back corner there.
I
That's
know.
3 foot by
Exactly.
4 foot dry erase board with all 90 bricks.
I've tried so many different things, but at the time I said, I've got to commit to this. I have to hold myself accountable to this. And so, yes, I turned my first bricks on April the 11th, and I found my journal the other day. And so here's my journal where it says day 1 of 90,
Oh
because I had told
my.
myself, you're going to give it 90 days. I
Okay.
wanted to give myself,
And
at
that's
least
what I
90
used to
days.
give. I used to give the 90-day challenge to people when they purchased them.
And so I told myself, I'm going to do it for 90 days. I'm going to journal everything. I'm going to try my best to be committed to this because I felt like I just owed it to myself to do something different.
So everybody uses that word try. So it's interesting that you did too. So, you know, what's Yoda say? There is no try, there's only do, right? You know, Yoda. And so there's another term that we used to say in our seminars, trying is lying. You either do or you do not, you know, you do or you don't.
It's true.
So you didn't try, you did.
Yeah.
But
at the time I wasn't aware of what I was trying. And I realized I was like, I've tried a lot of different things, but this one I want to stick to. I really want to give a commitment to something different because I could tell things just weren't working for me. And I knew that there was a happier me in there. And what I projected was pretty much happy, but there was just this constant struggle of who I was projecting and who I was really inside.
Well, that's like and we've known each other pre-Facebook. You and I go way back. So we knew each other when our life wasn't a highlight reel on Facebook like everybody's, you know, their best moments, right?
All the time.
You're projecting that as a human being, like all of us do, and we overcompensate, especially when the worst things are, the bigger we're like, woo, we're happy.
Right, you know? Exactly.
So you were going through the motions like we all do with this or that, but you knew, I love what you said, there was a happier me inside. Oh my God, that's big. And
I knew she was in there struggling to come out, but she
recognized that she's not here.
Yeah.
You know she's in there, and you're like, what can I do to bring her out? And so you said, I tried, but you did. So you did something every day starting then. And what were you doing with the bricks?
So I was picking 3 bricks and I would sit with them in the morning and I would talk to myself about what my intentions were, no matter what the day ahead. My very first words on that day was follow through, leader, and strategic.
Oh my
and
God,
so I told myself,
start out with.
I have to have a good power sentence. And my power sentence on the very first day was, I will continue to be a positive leader of my destiny by making strategic decisions rather than being led by emotions and maintaining consistent follow through in all I set out to do today.
Wow.
So
most people, first of all, Darlene, I got to pause you for 1 second. Sorry, I'm all excited here. Nobody writes that great of a power sentence their first sentence. I always tell people, your first week's going to be fluffy. You might even literally have about 8 words or 5 words or 6 words to connect 3 words. That's it. You know, like I grabbed 3 earlier. So I have boundary, prepared, and humble. So somebody might like literally get these 3. And so each one again has a word, a definition, and an inspirational quote. And somebody might say something like, I must remain humble and be prepared and always set my boundaries. You know, that might be somebody's first week's power sentence. And that's fine. It is what it is. The second week, you get a little stronger. And by the 3rd week, you start to get some meat. Damn, you came out of the gate with meat right there. I love yours. And so you're picking 3 bricks. You started with 3 initially.
Correct.
Some people do 1, some do 2. I'm a 3 person, although I've had a 12-pack day or 2 in my life where I keep going back to the wall because things are just not good.
There's just days that you're tested. And that was something else that I realized. Like, I think we get so regimented in our day-to-day routines, but this has taught me such a flexible way of being because I started with 3 words and then it was like, to get myself to say, go pick another word, you're struggling. And it was weird because I was like, no, I only get 3 a day. You know, and then so I know it sounds weird, but that's just my mindset.
What's my number one rule? There are no rules.
Exactly, which is good because again, it allows us to be a little bit more flexible with ourselves on days that we're not really doing our best. I've had days of 6 and 7 bricks.
Oh, yeah.
I have, because it just keeps, I have an extra set of bricks that I was taking to work that it was sat in my desk that I'm like, oh my God, I need to, you know, hang on a second. I got to go do something. And I had to think of it, you know, you're going to want me to do this.
I will be better when I'm back, believe me.
Exactly. So
awesome.
I just, I mean, I've gone from 3 bricks to 1 brick to where I focus really intensely on that one word. And then, went back to 3 bricks, 2 bricks. In the time I've done it, I've had so many different methods because it's what worked for me at the time, which is like you said, there's no rules,
and why not experiment,
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool because when I first came up, I mean, as for those who may not know, this literally came to me in a dream. And I was pondering. God, I've become a Southern boy, right? I was pondering now before I went to sleep. Y'all, I was thinking, I guess, and reflecting upon what stops us in life. And I end up having this dream of this big blurry object that was moving towards me. And at some point I could see that it was a wall. And in my dream, I'm like, yes, our walls stop us. But then it kept coming clearer and closer. And I could see that it was a brick wall. And in my dream, the bricks had words on it on the outside: commitment, consistency, action, follow through, love, dedication, understanding, joy, and so on and so forth. And it literally woke me up out of my sleep. I ran upstairs to my office. I grabbed my poster paper and started making all these squares and putting all these words. And that was just a piece of paper that sat on a wall for a while. I literally moved. So when I moved and I unpacked, I had to have a stare down with it in my office for a week. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what to do with it. It had been 6-8 months since I had the dream at that point. So I put them on little 3x5 cards. And that was the very first set of a mock brick. And
wow.
And then with my old company, we were the business seminar teaching company for the salons. We had these camps, 3-day business camps. And so I broke them out at one of our trainings for the team. And we did before we let 140 people come into the class at the hotels, we'd get the room all ready, the ballroom, and we'd get our team together. We'd have our morning huddle and a morning prayer. And then I fanned these out. I did like this number. Oops. So
yeah.
my camera. There it is. I fanned them out and everybody grabbed one, right? And it became this really funny thing, like that was your intention for the day on whatever card you grab. So boom, here we go with the grab. Oh, how funny. But the word is truth.
Exactly.
And so we always said that it may not be the word you want to see, it might be the word you need to see the most.
Exactly.
And I'll never forget the boss of my old company. She'd be like, I don't like that word. I want a new word. I'm like,
yes,
that's because that word is
to do that.
That word wants you today, whether you want
Yeah.
it. And so then we had a new CEO and he saw them and he's like, you got to make these happen. I'm like, I know. So I made them happen, got a graphic artist, and we're on our umpteenth print. In fact, I've just moved to a new printer,
Awesome.
new printing company in Colorado. So these are literally my first prototypes that they sent me, and they weren't right yet. So the texture wasn't right. So they had to redo the next printing run, and they got them right.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so because they have a particular feel, the ones you have.
They do.
Right? They're like
all
sexy, man. I don't know what it is about
yeah,
them.
And it's a durableness where it's not flimsy, but it has that card, and I can shuffle real easily.
Right?
And I like that.
And you have one that's
that.
been used for freaking going on 4 damn years.
Right.
So that's nobody's
so
playing with their bricks as hard as you are. So
they're durable.
That is so cool. I'm gonna have to send you a new set so you can tell me how durable these are in relation.
That'd be awesome.
So here we are. Fast forward. I watch you now. People used to watch me for inspiration. How many people are watching you that I keep sending? You want to watch Darlena Corrad, you guys. So Darlena, you go on every morning and you post your bricks in some cool fashion. You'll have them sitting on some bitchin' display every day. You're so creative. I love it. And you'll have your 3 words, and then you create what, for those of you who don't know, we take the words and we create your intentional sentence, which we call a hashtag power sentence. And that's how Darlena, that's how I and so many others live their day in intention for their outcomes. If we, I think we as general human beings, we're reactive and reflective upon our day at 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, whenever it is that you're winding down. You're like, oh my God, what a great day. Or, oh, what a day. And it's all predicated on response versus proactive and intentionality at early morning hours. So you live that versus go, what happened to my day as a reflect,
Right.
So you live in intention every morning. You're up at the crack ass of dawn, and you're in
Yes.
your home gym every morning, like at what, 4:30, 5
Yes.
o'clock in the morning?
Right around there. It just depends. Usually between 4 and 4:30.
Oh
That's
my
just my
God.
witching hour.
You are definitely witching hour at that point. Which, crazy enough, I'm up half that time watching you do your thing. But I'm an hour ahead of you too. So, and so you've been this beast in your home gym. What has the bricks done, if anything, to inspire you or support you in your activities for physical health? And then you've already kind of stated some of your mental stuff, but go ahead and expand there.
Well, physically, I mean, for anybody that does any kind of physical activity, you hear the cliche all the time, or the quote all the time. It's all mental. It legit is all mental.
Big time.
Because physically we can do things, but we can't do them until our mind says, yeah, you can do that.
Well, our
There's
mind,
a lot of,
we talk us out of what we can do so often because we
yes,
don't think we can. We've
right.
never tested the mind to its capabilities.
Exactly. There's a lot of fear. And I think I had a lot of that as well, which I love when fear comes out on my bricks, because I always, I don't get scared of it anymore. I used to. But now I'm just like, okay, there's something I need to overcome. But absolutely, I feel like it's given me the endurance to try new things, to not stop. If there's something that I want to achieve, I'm just going to work harder to achieve it. Whereas before, I probably before the bricks would have said, well, that's kind of hard. It's okay if I don't do it. I've done this already. Again, I started going back to Excuseville because that was such a wonderful, comfortable place to live. I didn't have any high expectations. I was doing just enough to get by, and I just didn't want that life anymore. I wanted to challenge myself to a lot of different things. And
you got comfortable with I'm good.
Yeah,
I
just
in
way
my
too
team building
comfortable.
in my team building workshops, I teach this concept called when is it good enough?
Mhm.
And I think we as a society have lowered our standards so much that we are accepting and or even thankful and surprised and happy with mediocrity service, or a tad above mediocrity,
And
versus
mediocrity,
mind-blowing experiences
it's
that we
just the
could have.
worst.
Yeah,
Mediocrity is the worst because unfortunately it just generates more.
correct.
If you're going to be mediocre in the gym, you're going to be mediocre at work, you're going to be mediocre with your kids, you're going to be mediocre with yourself. You're going to find every excuse not to eat healthy because, well, it's okay, I ate a salad yesterday. I mean, trust me,
There was a
that's
piece
exactly
of
what I
there
did.
was a piece of lettuce on that burger.
Yeah, exactly. There's my healthy, but that's the thing, is I realized that with this mindset change and the strength I was building with my mindset, I was taking control of every aspect and of my life to where I felt like I can make the change I need to make instead of waiting for somebody to do that for me.
Mhm.
Instead of waiting for the right opportunity to come, I'm going to go make that opportunity. Instead of waiting for the moment that I can run that far, I'm going to go make myself run that far because I can do it. And so it not only did wonders for me physically, but in my job as well. I started to embrace all the challenges that I was facing in this new position, and remembering that I was a really good teacher and I need to bring all of those talents that I had to my new job and, share that with the people that I worked with. And as well as my own children. My children are all young adults now, and it's great when they're little and they're cute and they're adorable. But when they're young adults is when I feel like my kids have needed me the most. And so I need to be a supportive person to them to see that they can jump into the next chapter of their lives and be successful. And,
I think many parents are supportive. You're an example.
Yes.
Parents are supportive
and they need
cheering
to
you
have
on.
somebody
Yeah.
that helps them feel like,
My mom did it, I could do it.
Exactly. And
Big time.
that's where a large
huge.
part of my fitness started. Was my son unfortunately had encountered a football accident, and he was in his bed for almost 3 months. He couldn't start high school, and I just said his health, and he was so down, and I said I have to change. I have to do something for myself. And as I started doing that, he started seeing some changes. I mean, I don't think we realize, not just as parents but as individuals, that we're very influential to other people.
Big
and
time.
And it's hard because not everybody greets that positivity with opening arms. People are, we can be a really tough society about being grumpy and angry all the time,
Yeah.
because it's just such an easier emotion to be pissed off. It really is. It's just so easy to be mad and vengeful and angry because it's just such a quick, easy emotion.
I don't know,
But
man. I think it's exhausting.
it's very
I've
exhausting.
tried it.
I've been there. I know what it's like to be
I
angry
think
and
they both
feisty.
take I always say, I think they both take the same amount of energy. So why not choose happiness and, positivity?
For me, I felt like being angry was so easy. It's so angry to be, critical. It's so easy to be critical. It's so easy to be angry. It's so easy to get fussy and sassy about all these things, but to sit and control yourself and maintain a positive mindset despite all of what's going on around you, that's where I felt like the strength was coming from. And it's tough because we could be surrounded by that a lot. I mean, look at the state of the world now. Everyone is upset about everything, and rightfully so. Our lives have changed, but so much is a mindset thing sometimes, that if we could just grasp ourselves a little bit harder and realize that it's all in here with daily intentions, and no matter what happens. I mean, those words every single day when something happens. I mean, today I had happy and I got tested today, and I was like, nope. I walked outside. I went for a quick walk, came back. I said, I did not pick this word today so I can be disrespectful and not honor it.
Wow.
And that's where I'm at now.
That shows the character of you as a human being, on the value you give to a freaking little piece of paper with a word on it.
Correct.
You honor that thing, like you just said, to the point as if it was a child, a human, or somebody that mattered. This matters to you on a level that other things don't to other people. I love that. You're like getting me deeper into where I should be. Self-discovery is at our own pace in our own way.
Absolutely. And we learn so much. I would never profess that I would know everything.
You learn so much from others.
I do. I love that every time I'll say something, you're like, the bricks aren't an accident. And I think I remember you telling me that a very long time ago, very early on, is that no word that you pick is an accident. And that's why I think I started to really honor them, to where it was the universe speaking to me saying, this is a word I want you to honor today. And especially like when self-confidence came up, I was picking self-confidence a lot.
Because you said so now we'll get into techniques here.
And I realized
self-confidence
I'm being told that this is the important part of my day. I'm not going to be disrespectful and not honor these words that are supposed to help me have, the positive intentions that they're, that they're destined to have. And I've switched it up. You've seen, I got a Share Your Vibes book that I did for probably about maybe a year and a half or two. It's got, daily things. I try affirmation cards. It's expanded. Starting with the bricks has allowed me to expand into different ways to increase my positivity.
Replacing all that other stuff, you just can't change the bricks.
But I never replace the bricks. They're always number one.
Hey!
Everything else changes, but that.
You can change your books, but not the bricks. So a moment ago, you said I kept drawing self-confidence. So I said, let's talk about techniques. So for you to keep drawing, so these are the purple edition set that I did. I may be doing those again. We'll see. I got some crazy things coming up, Darlena. Some people use the wall, like you can see my brick wall.
Right.
So again, that's a 3-foot by 4-foot magnetic board. You did the coolest little twine, and then the clothes laundry clips, and
the little clips.
Those were so cute. And then so many other people do so many other things. Some people just keep them in the bag, and they reach in the bag. So when I've done this in the past, these are all brick facing you guys. But when I pull from the bag, because I have a lot of mobile sets that I take, if I'm going, if I use them, I discard them by flipping them.
Right.
I know I've used them. You put yours back in the deck again, so they're live for you again a lot of times, huh?
Right. I've tried that, and I like that.
She puts them back in because she's so up to the universe. Like, if that universe wants me to see that 3 days in a row, then so be it.
Then I need to see it 3 days in a row.
Yeah, that's so cool. So I think this is awesome. As we're winding this down, and it's funny, we're winding this down, and I'm going to take it to the crescendo of what you've done. So I'm going to ask a question to anybody that may watch this video at some time. What have you done in your life consecutively every single flipping day for 3.8 years? I bet there's one day you might not have brushed your teeth. There's one day
Yeah,
you may not have done something that you always do. Darlena,
I can't think of anything.
for 1,400 days as of today, February 10th, 2021. Darlena is on day 1400. 1,400, 1,400 days in a freaking row. You have been flipping your bricks, and you got a daily history to prove it on Facebook.
Yep.
Mind boggling.
I can't think of anything else I've done this consistently, which again, doing this has allowed me to remember if I can flip a card every single day for 1,400 days, I can be consistent with this, or I can be consistent with that, or there's no excuse, Darlena, don't. And
Wow.
and that's a lot of the mindset that I've been able to achieve as well, is this is part of my morning. And it's actually been part of my husband's morning too. He's for the last maybe probably over a year, maybe almost 2 years, he picks a word every morning. He does accidentally skip as well, but he feels it. He's like, I didn't get a word today. And I'm like, you can still pick it. There's no rule. You can, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, pick your word, and it could last for the rest of the day. It can be till tomorrow.
But
Whatever you feel
what's
like
an
doing.
interesting one is like I forget too, and I'll grab something at night, and it's like, had you had this at 7 this morning, dude, you could have
You would
avoided
have had,
A,
yeah.
B, and C.
It's like, it's just what you need to hear. It's almost like you need to
Like,
see that.
slap
And
your face.
exactly, like how many times do I have to tell you, do this in the morning?
Oh my God, yes.
But it's true.
But it's so cool just to feel them all the time. And I have them literally around me everywhere.
Yes.
So congratulations, Darlena. That is
Thank
just, I mean,
you.
oh my God. I wish I had an
I
award to
have to
give you
thank
right now.
you. I mean, I know that I've been doing this for 1,400 days, but I never would have started had I not reconnected with you, had I not taken the time to look at your videos and your Facebook page, and had I not committed to saying, let me just one more thing. Let me just try this one last thing to see if this
Wow.
helps. Because otherwise I was just going to go back and rotate through the other things and see what I could that felt that was going to stick. And this really is what stuck. And so I have to thank you so much. The universe had to have known when you and I met in San Diego all those years ago that this was going to be what became of that. And I'm just thankful so much. So anybody out there that's struggling or that's doing the bricks and needs a little bit extra push, I just tell you, challenge you, welcome you, just do what you can to stick with it, because it is mind changing. That words on a card with a definition and a quote, so simple, can be so powerful, which is one of my words for today, by the way, powerful.
I love it.
Yeah, so I have to think a lot of it is to you.
You know what? Again, there's authors everywhere that have done something that is powerful, that could change
Right.
lives. And person buys the book, okay, great, but then you got to read the book. That's part B. And then what are you doing with what you read?
Exactly.
You read a book every day in a way with these bricks, because each, so what's on the bottom of the pile? Happy.
That's my other word for today.
I know. Oh, God. And there's the one you don't like, fear.
No. That's, I mean, but I welcome it now. I welcome fear.
Totally.
I welcome procrastination.
So just as an example, y'all. So here's what happy says: characterized by or indicative of pleasure, contentment, or joy. And then the quote is on this one, it's from Mark Twain. It says the two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why. And that's kind of freaking huge right there, right?
It is.
This is the kind of stuff that we can start our mornings off with every day and have available to us. We're going to post this on the new The Bricks page on Facebook. I'm going to launch it here this evening or tomorrow morning at the latest. I'm going to try to get to it tonight. But Darlene, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to be a true example to me, an example, an inspiration. I've been in the inspiration game for a lot of years, as you know, 20 something years as a coach and a trainer in the salon and spa industry, 30 something years as a stylist. And when you're in the game and you're at a particular level of inspiring and hanging out with different caliber high-end people that are doing it, movers and shakers, we can be a bit particular in who we allow into our world, A, to save our energy, and B,
Correct.
to inspire the inspirers.
Correct.
And so it takes a certain caliber of person to A, grab my attention, you might get it. B, keep my attention, very difficult. But C, do something and have me do something because you did something, that's hard. And you make me do things all the time by me watching you do things. So thank you for that
That's
example.
awesome.
It's really cool. And that's what it's all about and that's what I want
Right.
this page to be about, is moving other people forward. I hope so many people that have purchased these bricks in the past or received them as a gift or whatever, come back to them and recommit a little bit. Try another 90-day challenge and watch the changes that start to happen in our life, as being intentional and proactive instead of reactive and responsive at the end of the day. I wish you nothing but another 1,400 days of amazing brick
Me
work.
too.
And so, as I told you, I got some craziness coming up.
Nice.
And what better surprise than to maybe do a little sneak peek at a
Ooh.
new product that might be coming out.
Awesome.
So I'm in creative dumping mode right now and living in possibility land. And this is a huge poster board.
Nice.
And this is going to become a calendar where the calendar's in the middle, and then the whole outside is going to have stuff to work on. So these are going to be like your daily bricks for each week. At the top up here, it says your enter month thoughts. So what are some of the thoughts I'm having entering this month? Over here is moments of magic, either intentional that you want to create that month, or upon reflection, some moments of magic that happened. Here's the walls you want to focus on this month. There's your procrastination.
That one.
And right here is ideas, possibilities, dreams, and dumping. So you can do all kinds of stuff down here. And then down here is what are you carrying over to next month? So some stuff that you may not have done, but you're going to carry it over.
Wow.
And then most proud of this month, your exiting the month thoughts, and your victories.
Wow. That's such a way to reflect. It's a wonderful way, because I mean, I think that we all write things down, or we think things, or we might put it on our phone or things like that, but to have something visually readily available to remind us of how, I think that was the best part of journaling, was when I would read, say 6 weeks later, I would read an entry and I thought, wow, I was really sad that day. And it's disheartening to know that I had those moments, but it's such a way to reflect. And that's a wonderful way to do a monthly reflection on how things are going and your goals and what you liked, and focusing on the steps and the roads ahead. I love that.
In the package, I guess there might be 12 blank calendars like this.
That's wonderful.
You fill them in for each month. You tell it what month and day it is. And that way people could purchase them on any month of the year and still have them be available 12.
Well, and that's a great way to hold yourself accountable, because I mean, you'll see blank spots and you're kind of going, wow, I didn't do any, like I did one this week and I haven't done anything 3 days in a row. Shame on me. I need to get back. You know, that's wonderful. I love that. That's going to be a great.
I have the do-it-yourself coaching workbook that coincides with the bricks, which is very similar to what you did with your journal.
Right.
There's specific journaling questions in here. There's an area to write your words, your power sentence, all that. There's a couple other added features. So this is still a product that some of this is going to start entering some of that as another product. And we're looking to do it big, maybe not that full-size poster board, the smaller poster board paper ones, but we're looking at doing it like the traditional calendar that opens up.
Yes.
So the bottom part's going to be the calendar. And I'm looking to do the top part as like bitchin' art walls that are still walls from all over the country, and have those be the poster on the top. And then I'll do some blow off the wall with some sort of message in the middle, I think, from me or something like that. So it's still in like pre-design. I'm in,
I love all the creativity.
oh my God, I
love it.
have a new friend who's like just challenging me every single day.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sure, I get that.
We're
That's
up at
great.
1:30 and 2 o'clock in the morning, like way too many days in a row, talking at night about
Oh my
projects.
God, but that's the best time to get all the ideas. That's when it's all circling. And then you
I'm
can
gonna
go to bed.
sleep
You might
really
as well just
well
do-
when I'm dead because it ain't happening these days. But it's
That's
pretty awesome.
awesome.
She's up, she's launching her company right now. So we're like constantly bantering
Great.
back and forth, and things are really awesome. So Darlena, thank you again.
Thank
It's
you.
so cool to connect with you. I even forget the recordings on. I'm sorry for you all. Long video, but powerful, but good stuff. And you got to watch Two Friends Reconnect. So hey, deal with
Yes.
it. I love you. Tell
I
hubby
love you
hello.
too.
Keep flipping those bricks.
I will.
What I might be doing, so that's that's one peek at One Piece. There might be a new set of bricks coming out in conjunction with that calendar.
Ooh. I have no problems having several sets of bricks. I really don't.
All new words.
You know
all
what?
new-
They're also great. They're great Christmas gifts.
Great,
I'm
girl.
just saying.
We should have done
because,
this
I mean,
video
it's
back in
wonderful.
October, November, but hey,
I know, but who knew? Now we know. Moving forward, we got
that's a really good Valentine's too.
this. Exactly. It's a good gift anytime.
Oh my God, I
So,
love it.
I agree.
Ma'am, have a wonderful night, and I appreciate
You too.
it. God bless. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
I'll let you know. I'll tag you in the group when we launch that tonight or tomorrow.
Sounds great.
Awesome,
Thanks.
darling. Thank you, dear.
Bye.
Bye-bye.